Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Please let us know if you're here for this first time. Jump into the comments and say hi. We'd love to see you and where you're tuning in from.
Yeah.
And hello to all our regulars. So lovely to see you. And we're just wanting to know how the sound is on our microphone. I listened to our last one and it sounded a bit loud.
Okay.
So let us know if we need to turn, we've got this super high powered mic now. We might need to turn it down a little bit. Let us know about that if the sound is good. And any other news you'd like to talk about, Crystal?
Oh, as always, particularly for anybody that's new, sounds great. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate you. Anyone that's new, you can find the links to our new site in the description box below. And
our new website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the opportunity there as well to have a 50% discount on annual memberships until the end of the year.
And what you get with that membership is access to all the content on the website, which includes, well, by the end of November, there will be 6 published courses, and with many more in the works that will be launched in the next 3 to 6 months. And there are also meditations. You receive a discount on services with your membership. And there's an e-zine, monthly blogs. Am I missing anything? Meditations. Crystal and I were just talking this morning about more meditations that we're going to be putting up there. So all of that is included in your annual or monthly membership. So check out the link below and the coupon to receive a discount.
All the good things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone. It's really nice to see you all. There's lots of questions that have come in already.
Let's jump to our first question.
Let's go to it. And we'll pull some cards up here. I've been hearing more about a major move towards a Nesera Gesera being introduced. Any updates on it?
Let's look at this. Where's this at? Been talked about for a lot of years. I've always been a little bit on the fence about it personally. Not that I'm a disbeliever, but I feel like I'm considering other ways that we can empower ourselves. So I see there's a lot of different ways that we can call in abundance, wealth, new systems of currency, new systems of exchange, transitional currencies. So I'm just curious, where are we at with this? Crystal's shuffling on it right now. Beautiful. Do you want to do 3 piles? Super. I'm getting the first one.
Sure.
See what the cards have to say. Oh, I just realized our camera's a little bit on an angle today. Whoopsie. Okay.
Fix that right up.
How's that? That looks better.
Ta-da.
Okay, so here we all are actually emerging into a new world, the emerging card, with or without it, is kind of what I'm feeling. Yeah, I have to say it. I don't often get a really strong yes on it. Let's just see. Ooh, though. Interesting. I wonder if the old version of it has been scrapped, but there's something new
that's emerging.
Yeah, an emerging thing, because the sun is the best card in the tarot. Oh, but there's also the moon. So yeah, I'm curious what you feel about this, Crystal. Holy.
I feel that, like any movement, there's an inspiration to it. There's like a call to action in it, and that kind of, it's like it lights a way, but not to put everything into it, like not to put all of your faith into it, or not to invest all of your um invest all of who you are in an entity outside of yourself. Like
Mm.
that the strength actually comes from within, right?
Mhm.
So it could feel like this sort of bright light coming in to move towards, but there's some sort of a mysterious dark underbelly in it. It's
Yeah,
mhm.
I agree with that. Is that Ricky? What is Ricky
Yeah,
saying? Nesera Gesera is designed to get humans more to be more self-reliant.
there we go.
Material world is what you're after. You'll find it, but it's a double-edged sword because it's 3D dimensional. That's what I'm feeling
Nailed it,
too.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And interesting. It's if you think of it like training wheels or a boost. It's so interesting as well in many readings that I've been doing over the last 3 or 4 years. I've seen that money is being placed in certain locations, and if we look for funding, we'll find it. It's a lot of people have been waiting on Nesera Gesera for their humanitarian projects to get off the ground. And all the way along, I've been saying, go ahead and start, get the funding that you can find and start small, start where you are. Don't wait for this.
Mhm.
And it could also be that there could be two sides to it. One side feels really positive, the other side feels, as Crystal said, like it has a dark underbelly. There's
Yeah.
one part of it that isn't for the greater good. And so we can kind of go forward without it. And the positive part might show up later on down the road. So it's like starting small. And then when we get things happening, the bigger the money comes in. It's not about an incentive. The incentive is us. The incentive is us and what we can generate with what we have now. Yeah,
A lot of government grants out there.
totally. And I've actually seen, because I saw in a client session many years, probably about 4 years ago, that if you were a head government official and you had the decision to make about how to give people money, would you just put like a lot of money into everybody's bank account? It, to me, or what we know about human nature and dysfunction is that the dysfunctional will become more dysfunctional with a lot of money to fuel their dysfunction.
Mhm.
So but the functional will find the resources even without these sources. And I remember seeing in this reading that if we were in charge, we'd probably say, yeah, I'm going to put the money into these grants and subsidies where the people who are already boots on the ground doing stuff, creating projects, having vision, gathering, team players and putting forward really, really, beautiful vision and business plans and the whole 9 yards, starting small, building from where they are. Those are the people that I would want to have access to the money. So it isn't about, you know, some people are better than others. It's about we have to put the graft in and go into it. Kind of what did they say? Skin in the game. We have to get
Mhm.
involved to a point, and maybe it's been for that purpose. To this idea of it has been to get us thinking creatively.
So that's the update on it.
Yeah, I would say nothing happening at this moment. It's stalled because it got kind of hijacked, but the principle is
Yeah.
alive in us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Next.
Did the Carrington event of 1859 actually happen? Or is that a fear tactic? There doesn't seem to be any concerns by our political leaders to protect the grid so potentially.
So the Carrington event, 1859, a giant geomagnetic storm that was purportedly as a result of a large solar flare. And it did have a huge impact on grids at that time. Apparently, it's what we're told.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking into, is this is this accurate? And if it is, are our political leaders trying to protect the grid, or is it not a concern? Good question. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's us.
Mm.
And did this event actually happen? Wow, interesting. That's the karma card.
Yeah.
Let's look at the past. Present. Potential future. Yep. Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, I want to say our leaders are not trying to protect the grid. It's too much work to do that, which is kind of what I was feeling. And if you think about it, protect the grid also means protect the status quo and the lifestyle that we've become accustomed to. Is it karmically set to kind of reset itself because it's not sustainable with or without a major event like this?
It does look as though it happened, though.
It looks like something happened.
Yeah.
It does look like something happened, and it got it feels like there was research done into it and wild ranges of speculation from, oh, it's not that dangerous to it's catastrophically dangerous, just like there is now in the science community. You kind of have one extreme to the other in terms of, and there were a lot of safeties built into the systems. It's funny because I'm seeing like the 1940s and 50s, a lot of infrastructure being put up that was very supposedly, sort of like the Titanic is the unsinkable ship. These are the, impenetrable grids. But I think we've now seen that there is some vulnerability. And if you think about it, a lot of eggs are being put in this basket of, our technological revolution is all based on these grid systems. And can we really guarantee that they are, immune to these major geomantic storms? What do you see with that, Crystal?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that for sure. It seems like there's some pretty big tripwires in the system, in the grid, and that I feel like it's not really set up anymore to handle the energy that's coming through. Yeah, the frequency that's coming through.
It's already overburdened because it's card. So we'll just describe to you a minute about what we're reading here. This is the collective us, the we is the strength card, which is good. And this can also be about having backup things like generators, like Starlink, like different backup systems. And then this is the answer to the question, is what we call the karma card or justice. Is, did it happen? And is there an attempt to protect the grids now? We have the Ace of Wands in the past, so it is an activator. It's a yes card. All the aces are yes cards. It's a yes of fire. So I would say solar flare fits into that category.
Yeah.
And then we have the Emperor, who, among other things, that's the present. He represents authority, law and order, systems, literal infrastructure. So he is sitting quite high on his throne there, feeling impenetrable, and yet, is he impenetrable? And then we have the Three of Swords in the potential future, which was the card we just had about the last question, which is, things from the past catching up and kind of throwing a spanner in the works in terms of we have to reformat our ideas, because the old ideas have hit a kind of they've crossed wires, literally. And then we've got, as advice, this burnout, overburden card and the High Priestess, meaning we have the opportunity to have a foreknowledge to protect ourselves and our own grids, our home grids and stuff like that.
Yeah, Suzanne says here too, or sunny sunshine, grease girl. All their names are different. They were talking about that. This is where the Swedish Wallenberg family comes into play. They built and own all Atlantic cables and had control of all things telecom and internet, but we're moving away to satellite and space force.
Correct. So, yeah.
All telecom companies rent hardware from them.
So we are looking at a situation where, as Crystal said, it's been overburdened for a long time, and it likely won't hold the amount of, so many people using these grids, right? These electric grids and electronic grids and all of it, internet, Wi-Fi, the whole thing. It's, and they want more technology. So that's very interesting, because when I see these cards together, the Emperor, Justice, and the Ten of Wands, I feel like it's a lot of work. The way they're going about this is a lot of work.
It also feels like that reign is coming to an end.
Yeah.
They're kind of no longer able to hold.
It's kind of like an old way of going about things too. And, what if we were looking at systems that are less vulnerable to these solar events? And are these solar events, increasing exponentially, or is this a cycle that we go through regularly where we have, you wouldn't have known as much about it in the Middle Ages when they didn't depend on grids, right? It would have just been, it's, bright lights or heat or big extreme weather phenomena or something. But we're so much more vulnerable in a way because of our dependency on these grids. Yeah. Next question,
We're
Crystal.
going to be telepathic.
Woo!
Amen to that. Amen to that. Okay.
Crystal does such a great job over there of looking at the comments and starring them and putting them into questions. Really
I've had to learn in my own show.
Yeah.
Coco trained me well. Coco trained me well.
Was the shutdown of Doge an indication to a slip of the financial switch? Okay. What's happening? with the financial situation, and was this an indicator that it's going to be switched? Mhm. I almost get
Like 3.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Maybe the question of, was it an indication? What was the shutdown of Doge an indication of? And then how does that impact the financial? Yeah.
Like, what was it an indication of? Where are we right now? And how does it impact in the
Ooh,
future?
okay, good.
Yeah.
We were both feeling that
The
we want to
3.
ask it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting the first one
Yeah.
again.
Cool.
Okay. So the shutdown of Doge. Oh, interesting. I don't know that it's
Really
been shut down. It
interesting.
might just be paused. Because look at this. Two
Yeah.
twos. Oh. I feel like there's another plan to do phase 2. It's almost like phase 1 is complete, and there's another plan.
Over the next couple of years, it's going to be coming
Mhm.
forward.
Where we are right now. Oh, look at those 2 knights going at it.
They're going at it.
We got the Knight of Swords coming after the Knight of Cups. So, you know, if these 2 would work together, they are a force of reckoning, because it's sort of like good cop, bad cop, right? The Knight of Swords is pretty tough and fierce, and this one is very sweet and diplomatic. So it's like if they would turn around and
Ride out together.
be allies. So where we are right now is moving swiftly in a new direction, but it's actually the back in the old direction, if that makes sense. So nothing really about finances yet, Janice. We have 2 pentacles here, which means in the balance, hanging in the balance, maybe for, like Crystal said, it could be a long time, but it might be just a couple of months. Let's see the last one.
Couple months, couple years.
But look at that, waiting.
Precisely.
Okay.
Oh, that's a weird combo.
Where this is going, there'll be a temporary shift, and we'll see a short flush of celebration. Something positive will happen.
Yeah.
Because this was also about how is it going to affect financially. It does. And is it implicating a shift? It's implicating another move on the chessboard, I think. But then this feels like things will settle, and then there'll be more chaos happening. So these are very small moves. It's not major moves. These are, is that what you're feeling, Crystal?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the major moves are that we're waiting. The major moves are that there's not a whole lot of major moves. These are
test moves.
Calculated plays to see what we do with, like, how we integrate, how we alchemize these moves that are being made.
Alchemize, the alchemist.
Yeah. And like how these moves cause us to, like, get our back up or go into fight response about it. Right. So it does seem, it seems like there's,
I mean, not negative, really.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It seems like there is a bit of testing and manipulation, but not negatively, essentially. Like it's trial and error kind of thing.
And timing.
And timing.
We have 2 timing cards here. So a timing with the temperance in the center. Keep your head on, keep your hat on. As it's interesting because there's two here, and temperance is not a 2, but it does have 2 cups in it. Do you see that? So balance, kind of a little bit of gentle balancing of things, but I don't see any major shift, at least not in the next, I don't think 3 to 5 months. And it could be longer than that. The timeline plan feels longer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we're going to have, some reasons to kind of wake up and be like, whoa, right on. That was a great move, or something comes forward.
Something to celebrate.
Something to celebrate. For some, it feels like it's something to celebrate for some. For the ones that maybe the ones that have cultivated the consciousness to understand it, but it may stir others. Yeah.
Great question. Thanks, Janice.
I think you had something to say about that as well. That Doge is now blending into the government agencies to have oversight, but the white hats didn't want to make a big deal about it. Kind of like
Sleeper Doge into house. That's so cute.
Well, I mean, that's right. The hangman that's there too, right? Just kind of like on hold a little. Oh, how does shedding work if the intention is for us to help heal the others?
How does shedding work? I guess what you're saying, yeah. And I guess what you're saying is, how can we help others if we have to be worried about their shedding? Is that the question you're asking, Yvonne? Is like, what do we do about that? Like, we're supposed to help them, but we're also supposed to stay away from them. So
Yvonne says yes.
Okay, you shuffle, my love.
I want to know this too. Yeah.
It's so lovely in a way to answer these they call them old-fashioned questions. Like, oh yeah, remember when that's all we had to talk about? Oh my goodness. I'm not making fun of anyone's situation, by the way. It's
Don't make
still
fun, Mom.
It's still top priority questions. It's just so interesting how much more has been woven in the years since that was mostly what we were talking about. So what is the most valuable way that we can approach this in terms of, do you feel like a focus reading?
Yes,
What
I
do
do.
we need to know about it?
Yes.
Kate, you didn't.
I didn't cut it. You cut it. Middle.
That's the one I was going to pick.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's us over here. Oh, so many, it's just adding to the burden, right? It's adding to the burden. And in some cases, as we know, this has been such a divisive thing. And do we want to just forget about it and say, oh, well, we're no longer worried about it? It's been too long. Meanwhile, people are still getting boosters and yeah. But we're also over it in a way. Okay. Interesting. Whoa. This is the past, okay? This is us. We're tired. We're all just at the end of our rope with all this burden, exhaustion, worry. And then the answer is the 9 of Pentacles, which is the sovereign.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Sovereign, standing your own power, self-actualizing. Recent past or more distant past, in this case, the devil. This was a real big thing. It was for real. I'm wondering, I have a hunch, but I'm going to see what the cards say, and I want to hear what Crystal says before I say my hunch. So 2 major arcana. We've gone from the devil. We're presently in the magician. Four of Cups.
Oh, that's an interesting. It's not a very solid answer to.
Well, it's a complex answer.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Wands, so our advice. So potential futures, Four of Cups, protection.
Yeah.
But the magician is a lot about, self-actualization, communication, getting clear with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 2 very strong, independent, self-directed cards here.
Yeah.
And then we've got a protection. Advice is Queen of Wands. She's very, I want to say, adventurous, curious. The way she's going to go about this is going to be kind of revolutionary and alternative medicine. Decisions. Okay, you tell me what you see, Crystal.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as though we're still going to need to stand in our power of the choices that we've made, like how potent it actually is for those people that didn't get it to be able to stand in that choice and to, although we're feeling burdened by continuously having to be in that place of the awareness and holding space not only for our own choice and our body's sovereignty in that, but also for having a certain level of compassion and understanding for others without taking on their energy, their frequency, their, like I almost get here, the protection is kind of creating a shield around ourselves. Like if we're going to be working and supporting people and working around people, then we need to we have the awareness and the tools to work on doing the cleansing, to work on protecting our energy bodies and our emotional bodies even around it. And to kind of to get creative with it, to continue to it's not about thinking that we're better or creating more division, because that's good. It's an old game. That was we're ready to kind of set that burden down and to approach it differently and really honor ourselves for standing in the power of the choices that we made.
I love that, Crystal. It is about seeing the whole thing from the other angle, I feel. For one, I was hearing the worst in a way is behind us. We've all been exposed to this spike proteins. Yes, we've all been exposed now, every one of us. We've all, it doesn't matter. You'd have to be living in a real isolated bubble to not have been. So on some level, there is, for those of us that made that very powerful decision to retain more of our immunity, our autonomy unaltered, that will stand the test of time. We will have generally speaking, more resilience on all these levels, like, our psychic immunity, our physical immunity, our emotional immunity, and so on. And over time, when we get around the 10-year mark to 2029, let's say 2030, we're going to stand out, not because we're beating a drum and going to protest, but because we're standing tall and strong, and a lot of other people aren't. And like Crystal said, we made these choices. They also need to make the choice, Yvonne. So, and they need to seek you out. Look at this, intentionally coming with a request for healing. So it's not, we're not going there and helping people who don't want to be helped, who are still judging us, who are not, they have to be ready to say, you know, I value the choice you made. And it's almost like that kind of agreement is going to be more of a sacred container that will keep the less of that shedding energy is going to happen. It's a lot about like, yeah, it's about spiritual integrity, really, is what I'm being shown. We still need to be protective, but it's really protective of our, like Crystal said, our stance.
Mm-hmm.
And that over time, even I think in the next 3 to 6 years, we're going to see more and more that we are coming to the forefront as leaders in consciousness, in thought, in health, in alternative medicines. So we don't need to treat it on so much a case by case. Well, we do in a way because we want people to come to us for that support, but we don't need to put ourselves at risk for that, is what I'm hearing. I feel like just sharing the protocols, you don't have to get all buddy with everybody. Are you seeing more around this, Crystal, with this?
I mean, yeah, it's going to definitely be an interesting future for all of us to navigate, what these decisions really, really mean and how they impact us in the long run. To me, that's still, that outcome is still not certain with this.
Correct. It's not certain, and yet it's more and more likely that a lot of people are going to want, as slowly all the, information is seeping through the cracks, and whether people are ready to hear it or not, gradually there's more openness, more and more and more openness. And eventually, I think in the next 4 to 6 years, 3 to 6 years, we're going to see so many people coming to us and saying, how do I heal? What do I do?
Yeah, I mean, because also the good thing about this, right, is that it's completing. This is the end of this part of it, right? So what comes after that it's an evolution, right? There's a new energy that's born from all of it. There's a new frequency that comes through. So there's also kind of a trust that this is something in a way that needed to occur for whatever reason, because there is new energies that are meant to come through. And maybe only certain people are meant to have access to that. Like
a real pioneer here feeling here.
Yeah.
And just, that less this divisiveness is in the past. All of that it's interesting. We've got the devil there, and then we've got the lovers down here, which is the same two people,
those people
as the devil, but now they're free to make sovereign choices. So I think we're going to, no matter what is talked about going forward here, and it's interesting that your question, Yvonne, I'm perceiving is really a lot about the physicality, but what's being shown here is a lot more about the metaphysical and the concepts that go along with this whole conundrum, because it's really about how we see ourselves. And it's interesting. You just had an experience yesterday where someone that you knew in the past spoke to you around this question in a very different way, and you hadn't elicited that. You were just more like, wow, it's interesting to be seen almost as a hero.
When you hear people that you've had to really communicate your stance with, because they just didn't necessarily it wasn't their way, they didn't align, they made other choices, and then it's like, it's almost like in the past you feel kind of like they're just humoring you or something in terms of supporting you in your decision, kind of like we were humoring them to a certain extent. But you know, after seeing her after a while, she was the one that was like checking in and reminding me, like, this is your boundary, right? I know that's really important to you. And I was like, yeah, it is. Thank you. You know, and I didn't even have to remind her, like, or be like, oh, you know, I'm no, I'd be interested in that person, but so
Mhm.
I think that more and more people are, for one, finding a middle ground and finding the place where they where we are all in this together, and for two, seeing the impact that the choices that they made is having on them, their loved ones,
Mhm.
the, you know, the people on the planet. And
And freedom of choice, sovereign
yes,
freedom of choice, and people realizing, and have to say it, what is it that these woke people are talking about all the time? Freedom of choice, freedom of choice. It's like, oh, okay. Okay, it's starting to sink in a little. Oh, wait a
uh-huh,
minute. Maybe I went against my own belief system there. So,
hmm,
and also I think, the obvious that we're all eye rolling about is like, yeah, it's not hard to stand up for your freedom of choice when the society's consensus is swinging your way. But when you're going against the grain and have so much to lose, that's heroic. That's not just standing up for your beliefs. That is like, you know, being a hero. And we've been heroes in the sense of standing up for freedom of choice. Yeah.
yeah. Suzanne says, more worried about negative dark energies than shedding. Keeping the light these past years is getting draining.
Well, it is, but we're also getting deepened in that process. We're becoming carved out to be deeper, deeper, deeper vessels to
Yeah.
hold more in the future. Not more darkness, but more abundance, more new energy. So we had to get carved out a lot, and it's hard. But we've discovered just how strong we are and how deep we go. We go pretty deep, right? We go down these rabbit holes and we have
We
the courage to
surely
keep looking.
do. We do. Thank you,
Yeah.
Yvonne. That was an excellent question.
Do we have time for a couple more?
Sure. To see what person frequency is and what dime can use my
Sorry, can't understand that.
Leo. That doesn't make a ton of sense, love. Um, could you rephrase that?
Okay.
What country will Zelensky seek asylum to? Options are USA, Sweden, Israel, and Russia.
Oh, good question. Ooh, the plot thickens. Go ahead, Crystal.
Yeah, let's do these last two here.
Okay, so
Right?
we'll do USA here, Sweden in the order. USA, Sweden, Israel, Russia. We'll do 4 and 3 in each pile.
All right, Zelensky. We're sussing you out here.
Or none of the above.
Or none of the above.
I'm going to put that as a option number
Space.
5.
Space.
So USA. I don't think
No.
USA. Nope. Sweden. Okay, Sweden looks like temporary.
Yeah.
Israel. Ooh. So it looks like he has a connection, a family connection.
Yeah, he's got some sort of a connection in Israel, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, it won't. Again, both now. USA looks absolutely out of the question. Sweden looks like a temporary, but not a long term. It's very interesting. It almost looks like financially it'd be really a struggle for him in Sweden.
Yeah, right?
And then we have Israel, which there's a connection, a family tie or something, but it's too volatile or risky or
Yeah,
something.
it's definitely volatile.
He's at risk. And then Russia. It's just so ironic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Asylum in Russia. Ooh.
You know
Oh,
what I get with this? He can't hide anywhere.
yeah.
Honestly.
Well,
Like, it's kind
okay,
of like,
but just hold on because I had another thought. Well, okay, so
I'm allowed to have thoughts too.
so cute.
Oh, just hang on. Don't say your thought. I have a thought.
I'm terrible sometimes. I get so bossy, but she does too. Haven't you seen it?
I do too, because I have to. So I'm just
Oh,
pushing it away.
oh,
Carry on,
snap.
Mama. Let's hear your thought.
Okay, well, because I want to put number 5 down, but this feels like Russia. You know, it's very, very interesting with Russia. It's like, oh yeah, come on, we'll give you amnesty.
Just kidding.
Yeah, like he knows to be very afraid to go to Russia. Like even if there's some kind of gesture of extending,
Mhm.
like, come on in,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll close the door behind you.
Like every place except for the US, every place has its
Yeah, look at in the bottom.
possibilities, but every single one has its
Okay, now I'm gonna
total challenge.
put another place and we'll see what is this other place. We'll see what this other place is. Grass looks greener. This is literally the grass looks greener card.
Mm.
So he's waiting because he's got green grass somewhere. Yeah. He knows he's probably going to have to stay on the move, at least for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
I almost get that he could be going into the southern hemisphere somewhere. Well, again, yes, I agree. Sunshine Grease, but the people don't, you know what I mean? The people
Yeah.
don't know that.
Yeah.
So his life is technically not safe in at least these 2 countries for sure. Israel and Russia look way too volatile and scary. And Sweden looks like something economically is not going to be viable for him there. But I do feel he's looking at a couple of options that are in the southern hemisphere. So
Yeah, this feels it feels like it's a really like unexpected sort of like not your big countries. Like there's something that's kind of like like an in-betweener type of place that's not many people would consider in terms of just sort of like disappearing to a little sanctuary of some sort. Yeah.
Good one.
It's not so much about the country as it's about the location.
Well, I mean, these are about the country.
Exactly. But I mean, with this, we're looking at, is there another country? And with this, I feel like
small.
it's not so much like, it's more about, is there somewhere that kind of falls between the cracks or something?
Yeah. Interesting. And it feels to me that it is across the ocean. So it may be in the Americas somewhere. Or it's on an island.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. There's just like some sort of asylum, where it's kind of undetectable.
Interesting.
Over the rainbow. So it's on the other end of the rainbow.
Over the rainbow, under the radar.
Yeah.
All righty, last question.
Maybe Mars. It didn't quite look like Mars,
No, it
but
didn't look like
that's what I was saying. Is this space? Like, are we? I think it is going to space. Okay, last one here. What events have to happen before silver and crypto is going to be freed from suppression? Ending on a light note.
Wow, I mean, it's just so intriguing, isn't it? Good shuffle on that one. That's a great question. Thank you, Lisa. Good question.
Could be New Zealand. The Valhalla place they keep many hideaways. Yep, right?
Maybe, could be.
Could be. We didn't look at New Zealand.
Okay.
Okay.
Silver and crypto freed from suppression. I've been having lots of interesting feelings about silver and gold as I grab my silver ring. I've been having lots of interesting feelings about it. I feel a kind of volatility ahead that's almost feels like a bit of a bluff or something. I might be wrong about that, but it's just a... So let's see what we get with the cards. I'm getting the first one. So here's us. What events have to happen? So we've got the memo and we're on the right track. You know, we've got the sovereign, it's a financially strong card. So those of us that are placing our investments in those currencies are set, you know, to ride out all these fluctuations and waves. What has to happen? This is a catalyst card. It's like you light the match to ignite something.
Leo says the Fed has to go first.
Yeah, there's a catalytic shift of balance of power from one to another. Oh, yeah. So this is what I was getting is it's going to go maybe even down or something weird is going to happen in the transition.
It feels like a fake out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was literally laying in bed. I think it was this morning or yesterday morning. Yeah. Like a fake out, like
an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the good thing about that is that the people that are just holding it for like to make a pile of money will sell. And let's buy more when they do. Because this is a longer game. Like it's going to go maybe down before it goes up bigger. And I agree with Crystal, there's a kind of a fake out.
Silver and gold. Wow. J Snip saw silver going to $6 per
$6?
Whoa. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like it's at, I don't know what it is in 50 or 60 right now. Yeah. Is that real? Cassandra? Let us know. But again, I didn't look at anyone else's stuff. I just tuning in with my own energy.
Yes, he dropped $6 per ounce.
Okay, so again, something's going to happen, and it's a test. So it's going to go. Something is going to blow up to make it look like it's crashing.
For sure.
And then it will go through a destabilization, and you want to buy a lot when it's in that.
I mean, look, right? I mean, there's a reason why the Fed brought all, massive amounts of silver and gold into the reserve. Like
yeah,
come on.
We're in a good place. funny enough, we're at the top of this pyramid here, right? So, and don't, stay with why you're using this. These currencies are transitional currencies, regardless of what their trading value for US dollars or Canadian dollars or British pounds or whatever it is. But besides that, we can establish their value among our own traders.
They want us to pull on if it's going to go down to 6.
Okay. 3.
3.
Is it going to go down to 6? I don't think it's going to go down to 6. Like, it might go down about 40% of what it is right now.
It could drop like 40%.
So
yeah,
that's what you're feeling too?
Yeah.
Because this is 100% and this is 40.
Yeah.
Right? 10 pentacles, 4 pentacles, money cards. So it goes from 10. So if 100%, what is it Canadian right now? It's like 80. So if it went down 40%, it would be like for $30 Canadian or something like that. And now
they're talking US anyhow.
Yeah. So
I also dreamt of a crash in April.
Oh, well,
I've also been seeing as well.
Yeah. Well, that's so interesting. It's so interesting to me when people get this from completely different sources. And
this is the 4th
April,
too, which is, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw in a reading that I was doing for actually someone that is a financial investor who invests in metals and crypto, and he was asking about the months, and I was doing the months, and when I got to April, I saw a big chaos happening. I don't like to call it a crash. I like to call it a flash, like a flash in the pan. Instead, like if we think of crash, it takes us back to the 20s, and we have those horrible memories and the visions of our grandparents with no food and people with no jobs, and like just really bad trauma around the word crash. I don't even think in terms of crash. So a flash means we get an insight, everybody opens their eyes, things shift. And then I got, actually, the month of May looked better. Remember when I wrote it all down, because after the session I was like, wow, that was a big reveal. And that was about 6 weeks ago that I did that reading. So yes, April was the same month that I got. So
so hold on to your hats, everyone.
Yeah, and hold on to your silver. Hold on to your silver and gold. So it might drop, but it's going to come back up. And again, if it drops, that means we can afford to buy more. I always think about that. Was that lovely fellow, the tiny house guy, Bryce, the tiny house movement guy that has a YouTube channel. And, he was saying that story of if you went into a market in,
oh yeah,
Mesoamerica, what not Mesoamerica, what am I trying to say? In the Middle East, Sumeria. Remember, Crystal, I used to study ancient history, and Crystal be like, oh, the Mesopotamians. That's it. Sumeria, Mesopotamia. You go into a market there with one of your coins, one of your silver coins, and you could go 5,000 years back and take that into a market and use it to buy what you need. They'd look at it, go, what is this? Like, this is weird. What kind of marks are these on this? But you could use that, and you could go 5,000 years into the future and go to a market and get what you need. Think about that. This is eternal value. These things have been always regarded as valuable, and they will continue to be so. So don't get fooled by these numbers on the markets. It's about holding something where you can hold that which will sustain its value no matter what the global economic markets do. Yeah.
We know the value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cassandra is saying 40% less of $50.
Yeah,
and
I had that up there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
20 US dollars. So yeah, it would go very,
40 PC less of 50, 30 per ounce.
yeah.
Right.
No, but then she said, no, it's 20 per ounce.
No, she said 20. And then she said
okay.
30.
I think it's more like 20. Oh, you're right. You're right. If it goes down 40, we're both doing the same thing, Cassandra. Yes.
107 said weeks after finance crash versus years like 29 to 33.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's going to be short-lived, is what I'm hearing. And flash. Let's use the word flash instead of crash. Aw. Thanks.
Carol by Lupo.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else having deja vu about that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've come to the end of our scheduled program.
we have lots of work to get done today, so we're off to the races here.
And then I'll see y'all over on Beyond Mystic for my Beyond Karma show at 5 p.m. EST.
Sounds lovely.
Another day. More questions to be answered. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Absolutely. See you here next week, everybody.
See you here next week.
Blessings. Bye for now.
Bye.